Welcome back to Training Camp Tonight, powered by Ford. Dre'Mont Jones made the most of his opportunity last year after Week 6. After not playing much in 2019 in the first couple of weeks, Jones rattled off 3.5 sacks, 6 quarterback hits, and a big-time interception against the Los Angeles Chargers. Ryan Edwards and Benjamin Allbright had a chance to catch up with the second-year defensive end to find out how he can have the biggest impact on the 2020 Broncos defense.
All right, joined now by Broncos defensive lineman Dre'Mont Jones. Dre'Mont, thanks so much for the time, man. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. How have the early portions of training camp been for you? What do you think about this depth on your D-line right now?
It's one hell of a depth. We got so many talents that just old and young players that's been doing a hell of a job so far. So I want to just continue that.
Year 2 for you in the NFL, year 2 in this defense. How do you think you've progressed from year 1 to year 2?
Just comfortability. Just I'm getting super comfortable in the defense. I know what to expect now. Last year I was a little bit on my toes because it was like a whole new defense coming from a 4-3 into a 3-4 was a whole different change for me. But now going through a year of it, I feel really good.
Yeah, you came on strong there at the end of the season. What was clicking for you?
Just getting comfortable with the game. At first, I was getting my feet wet, not really understanding the NFL realm of it, and then towards the end, I was starting to get the hang of it a little bit. I feel like I got way more to improve, but towards the end, I definitely was getting more and more comfortable.
So many guys you guys had this year. Shelby Harris, you bring in Jarrell Case. You got yourself. Where do you think you fit along that line? What position range is home for Dre'Mont Jones?
What do you mean, like inside, outside, or?
Well, 7'5", 4-eye. I mean, where are you lining up most of the time?
Shoot, mainly the 4s, the 3s. The 6 technique was which is typically called a 5. So that's where I've been.
Jarrell Casey said, I think last week, that all defensive linemen want to play the 3 because that's where the money's at. Is that how you feel?
Yeah, that's how I feel.
What about playing the 3? We've seen a lot of success, and we've seen, you're right, some big contracts coming from guys playing the 3. Why is that the case?
I don't know. It's just I feel like you just get a better feel of the old lineman when you're in between them. You can get a feel for either the guard or tackle. You're not really isolated to just being in one spot and mirroring. But I have no problem with mirroring old lineman, but 3 is just be able to get off.
How different was this offseason in terms of conditioning for you? Obviously, last season the conditioning was a little bit different because you're prepping, getting ready to come to the NFL, at the combine, all that kind of stuff. How different was it this season with the virus going on?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Honestly, at first it was kind of shaky, but luckily going to Ohio State, and I was in Ohio, so I knew some people that show some love to me. So shout out to my guy Jackson for helping me out.
Now, you're in an interesting situation here because there's a little bit of a gap as far as age on the defensive line. It's kind of you and McTelvin Agim is kind of the 2 young guys, and then there's some vets. Are you helping out McTelvin in this case, or are you kind of more leaning towards the vets or the young players? How is that working out as far as the grouping of the defensive line?
I'm right in between. I can definitely relate to the vets given that I've got that experience, and then me being only 23 and Melvin's 22, we can relate on that aspect because we're both young. We both get it. So, I got a good relationship with the old and the young.
What are some personal goals for you this year within this scheme?
Haven't really thought about my personal goals. My main just goal right now is just to try to improve my game each and every day.
What do you like about what Jarrell Casey brings to this team?
It's a brand new, more vocalized leadership than we didn't have really last year. Wolf brought his more lead by example, and Case is more of a vocalized and lead by example type of guy. And both work perfectly, but it's just different.
Some of the other guys we've talked to, Alexander Johnson, they talked about generating more turnovers this year. Do you guys, how are you guys going to assist in that? You feel like that starts up front?
Oh, for sure. We got to make sure we do our part. When we come out of those piles and we're chasing down a running back, receiver, or tight end, we got to make sure we got to come around and try to get that ball off from behind. That's the easiest way.
I'd like to kind of follow up on that just a little bit and talk a little bit about how is that kind of, last year, the start of this defense, sacks, turnovers, that was a big question mark about why this team struggled a little bit early in the season. Have you guys had a chance to really talk about why there was a little bit of a struggle at the beginning of the season and why it was able to improve as the year went on?
Yeah, it was really nothing in particular, like nothing specific why we struggled. It's just kind of how the game goes sometimes, but we got to make sure we attack that aspect of it because we struggled at that the first 4 games of the year.
You guys playoffs or bust this year, or is it more localized? We're going to beat up on Kansas City, or are we just going to take it one game at a time?
We're going to take one game at a time. That's the best idea. That's the best plan. I mean, it gets no greater than that. You have to do that.
All right, this is going to be giving you an opportunity to talk a little trash. Has the offense given you guys any kind of test so far? It feels like that defensive line's been really good early on.
Shit, no comment. Shit.
That's probably the right answer. All right, Dre'Mont, thanks so much for the time, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our thanks to Ryan Edwards and Benjamin Allbright. Remember, you can catch them nightly, 7 to 11 on KOA. And speaking of great Broncos programming, Broncos Training Camp Live, powered by Ford. Tomorrow morning, again, we've got on Mark Jackson, the recipient of that famous John Elway touchdown grab to cap the drive. Mark Jackson will be on with Steve Atwater again tomorrow morning at 9:15. And the Thrilogy, this Saturday, you won't want to miss it. The 3 games that led up to the Broncos' 3rd Super Bowl title, that starts this Saturday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. It's going to be on in Denver, Grand Junction, and Colorado Springs, so make sure to check your local listings. And, of course, for all of the latest Broncos information and content, head to denverbroncos.com and our Denver Broncos social channels to catch up on anything you might have missed. And training camp tonight. We're back here, same time, same place, tomorrow night. That'll do it for us on training camp tonight. We want to wish Alexis Perry well. We hope to see her back in this place soon. I'm Matt Boyer. Thank you so much for watching Broncos Country. We will see you again tomorrow.